Hey guys, as always, it's the Digital Pumpkin Cat, and today we will be unboxing, setting up, doing a demo, and reviewing a prototype of Party City's 2021, returning to 2022 and 2023 Lantern Jack. So, that was a long introduction. This guy, again, is a prototype. I'll actually show you the prototype labels first before we get right into it. I went to my local Party City. I saw this guy on the top shelves, and I saw the labels on it, and it was obviously a prototype, and I called them to get it down for me, and they actually charged me $80 for it, which is usual retail price, but it was on the website right then for $40 because it was on sale. They wanted it to go, and a lot of haunters got to pick this thing up because it was on sale. So it was rare, and now it's not because like every haunter has it. I mean, it's $40 for a 8-foot prop, adapter, pulls, whatever. So yeah, I mean, I would rather pay $80 instead of $40 for an actual prototype. So yeah, this is one of my first prototypes. I got a few Gemmy prototypes, Sunstar prototypes, not life-size prototypes. This is my first life-size prototype. Here is the module. Don't know if it's any different compared to the released models, but it looks the same. Yeah, that's that. And then there is, of course, this pole because it stakes into the ground. It is a stakeable prop. I mean, that's the only option on it. I wish it did include a base, but scarecrows are supposed to be staked into the ground, and at least it makes more sense than the ice cream clown, which I will say I will do a video of ice cream clown and this guy together. But here is Lantern Jack. Again, the prototype Lantern Jack, that is. Here's his lantern. I will say from this prototype doesn't look much different from the release models, except on the face. From like the videos and in-store footage I've seen on the release model, the face is and the stock photos too. So face is very it's a much lighter shade of paint than the release models are. The release models are much darker shades. And yeah, I mean, I think that's all. So the face has a different paint job, but other than that, I think this guy is the same. So let's get into the setup. So to start the setup, you of course take the pole with the stake, and these poles, even though they have stickers and labels on it, it does not matter what order you put them in. They just kind of snap lock in, and right off the bat, it is already getting pretty tall. There is a lot of rust on the poles from Halloween, but yeah, it's pretty rusty. And then of course the module goes on top. I do recommend snap locking the poles off and just taking the module to snap lock that into here, the scarecrow, and then putting the module on the poles, because it is pretty difficult with all those poles, but once it's in, we've got it. And next is just connecting the 4 wires along with the adapter into the control box. I will say the sensor is a little different on this guy compared to the release models, but I'll get to that in the review. All right, so all we have to do is stand this guy up and he's ready to go.
All who enter beware, for it's Halloween. Come in if you dare.
And that, there, ladies and gentlemen, was the 8.3 foot, I'll talk about that later, Lantern Jack prototype. Now, I'm just going to point out some differences between the prototype and release models that this guy has, and then we'll get into cons and, what is it called? The good about the prop. I lost my voice today. Anyway, first con / prototype issue is that he does not have a sensor. He obviously has a sensor, but unlike the release models that usually have Velcro, and I know that again because I'll talk about that later, but it fell in because it was hot glued on. So that's a big issue, and I could just Velcro it on. It would be a really easy fix, but I wish it had Velcro, but I get it. Since it's a prototype, it was just, I guess, glued on. But anyway, that's a big issue. And I will say he is 3 inches taller than the released models are. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I did have my local Party City did have the release model set up along with this guy. So, you know, I unboxed both and to see differences. And he was 3 inches taller than the release model actually, because I don't know what it is. Just a bigger connector that goes from the module to here, just a bigger stake, a bigger hat. I don't know, but it is something to give him that 3 inches because, you know, you might be saying again, it doesn't mean exactly 8 feet. But again, I took out a measuring tape, so, you know, can't tell me what I saw. But anyway, that's pretty cool. I got like a taller Lantern Jack than anyone else has, so that's neat. Anyway, yeah, he's huge. But yeah, I guess my only 2 cons are really the sensor, like I pointed out, and the fact that he doesn't have a base. But with a base, he would be much easier to set up somewhere, and there's definitely more priorities. Like, you know, I can't have him there where I usually film animatronics, have to have him here. But anyway, I guess I won't really complain since they have it on Ice Cream Clown. I didn't think much of that, but, you know, this is a prop that's supposed to be staked into the ground. It's a scarecrow, for God's sake. I can't really complain. But anyway, those are my cons. Those are, like, the only 2. This is a very, very underrated prop, is just what I want to say. Just a very underrated prop. It's a very underrated scarecrow prop. It should be remembered, and I don't know why it's so underrated. I get the fact that it's kind of generic and basic, but I think Drop Down Scarecrow is more generic and basic than this guy, which I do own, by the way. And so, yeah, I think this guy is not really generic, in my opinion. He's got this blue shirt, which is pretty neat. He's got some patches. He's got the belt. He's got this iconic lantern. The hat is really neat, too. And my favorite part, which is another good thing about this prop, definitely my favorite, is the face. What I love about this prop compared to, again, props like Drop Down Scarecrow is Techie, SVI, and other companies try to make their scarecrows scary. Like, I mean, it has it in the name. But I want uncanny scarecrows. That's what this guy is. Any animation would take this guy down for me. And, you know, I love statics. There's props that I say would be better as a static, like Rick Ratman and stuff like that. And, I mean, he's just so uncanny with his posable arms. His lantern makes him just, again, iconic. And him just standing 8 feet tall, just menacingly standing there, talking, lighting up, is great. Just, you know, you want to get past him as fast as you can, and that's what I love about this guy. He's always front and center of my cornfields, and I can't be more happy to own the prototype of Lantern Jack. So thanks for watching, and as always, Digital Pumpkin Cat, like and subscribe. This guy's, without a doubt, the most underrated and, might I say, creepiest scarecrows in retail we could ever get.